Sunday version of Command HQ. I'm Brock. So we have the Hunter Biden laptop emails released. The website Hughes.com provides a good searchable database of all those emails. It also provides some internet issues. So as I was saying, I kind of wanted to focus on the emails here, and then talk about anything else that you want first, but primarily first and foremost talk about some of these emails. So I mean, I'm definitely going to search through them a little bit during this live stream. And Agent X, if you got thrown off that live stream, my interview window is open, so do patch in if you want. Just make sure it's open again. It is. Okay. So yeah, let's just do a little search, huh? We can search for intelligence, short for like intelligence briefing, that Hunter Biden was potentially included on, depending on whether that's illegal or not, is not within my expertise. The site has gone up and down with a lot of traffic, so right now, at least for me, the search is really slow. So right now, we are searching with really low internet. Okay, so this is a search result from that search term, and we have some good content here. SSI update. Rosemont Seneca. I believe that was associated with some Biden corruption. Oh, here we go. Talgo call recap. What's Talgo? So before, when I was searching through this, I actually found some what looked like intelligence briefing emails forwarded to Hunter Biden. And again, I'm unsure if this was just the header of an email and it was just like news stories listed, so it wasn't protected or classified. But it did appear to imply, however, though, that that information was somewhat protected. And I don't, again, know the rules for forwarding that to family members of former vice presidents at the time that he was receiving those emails, or if he was receiving those emails during the time that his dad was vice president. And the other issue here is that, so again, we're just going through the paging, so we're on page. This does not look promising in terms of not being protected or confidential information. Yeah, so there's like 45. I mean, there's a lot of emails in here. The John Podesta stuff with this website, I think, at least, did a fantastic job. And hopefully they release some of their source code here for this website to kind of create a whistleblower template. Anyone else wants to share information in a similar way, they were able to do it, as long as obviously they're doing it legally, peacefully. Okay, so here's one. Privileged and confidential. I'm assuming, and I'm not this, but I'm assuming that this would be related to a retainer, some sort of attorney Biden has entered into. So and this is from the law firm BFS FLLP, Heather King. You have another one from Vadim Polzasky about Ukraine, privileged and confidential. I mean, right there. So I was just casually searching, by the way, and this came up. This stuff about these business deals, these corrupt business deals in Ukraine. So, and I'm going to highlight those so that the stream can accurately see what I was referring to. Be great if someone checked those out. But yeah, but the other thing here is that this has been totally memory holed by the mainstream media. And then we had a bunch of other stuff come out at the same time that all these emails were released, right? We had that crazy situation in Buffalo that it's hard to believe that anybody in today's society would target black people. So, I mean, right there, it's suspicious to say the least. Plus, he will just is very suspicious, and I don't want to get into it, but the Texas energy grid situation, the coup against Putin. So they're trying to bury this roster, this database of emails as best as they possibly can. And whether or not that's working, it seems to be, because no one really knows about this. Yeah. So let me text Agent OT here. So again, if you're looking for some interesting activities to pursue in your leisurely time, searching through this database of email would be an excellent choice. If you're watching this afterwards, please do subscribe and like the video. We're just waiting for Agent Loti to call in here. You know, the other thing I really like about this website, I'm actually a big fan of this BidenLaptopEmail.com website. And in fact, it's emails.com, so it's plural. So BidenLaptopEmails.com. I just like the color scheme. I like the simplicity. I love simplicity. I'm a big fan of just simple, simple, simple. And the way they did this without really any fancy UI or UX is just fantastic. I really love the paging as well. I thought they did a fantastic job. It loads quickly. It was down a lot when it first came out, but it seems to be stabilized somewhat since. Yeah, so there's a lot of conspiracy theories about this. One is that a lot of these mainstream media stories have been kind of blown out of proportion so as to memory hole the release of all these emails. The other theories seem to assert or indicate that you know, Hunter Biden, like, if he were to be indicted, by the Department of Justice for obvious corruption that is contained or evidenced in a lot of these emails, that there could be an impeachment against Joe Biden, and that this country would then erupt into a civil war. That's another sort of conspiracy theory. The other conspiracy theory is, that I've heard at least, and correct me if I'm wrong, would be that Putin's in on this whole thing with Davos, with the World Economic Forum, with not only was he, a member of the Young Leaders Group, but to think that, he's targeting train stations, according to the mainstream media, with some of his war tactics, yet he can't take out Zelensky. It makes no sense. I mean, that's what the mainstream media is asking you. They're asking you to question. Just basic, fundamental common sense about war strategy. If he really wanted to end the war, he could have easily done that, right? I mean, the other thing, Zelensky has been in the same place or similar locations because he always does his press conferences from those places. So, anyways, back to these emails. You're not joining, but anyway, so if you're tuning into this, I would highly encourage you to just search through, not necessarily click into any of these emails, depending on the legality of whatever's in them, but just search through. There's nothing illegal about that. I heard someone talk about the fact that if you search for like pizza party in here, there's a bunch of John Podesta emails that come up, and this is really a disgusting, horrible thing. And I told myself a long time ago, I will never talk about this stuff, like especially on a live stream, but I'll touch on the periphery. And that is that adults don't talk about pizza parties amongst each other, right? They just don't. I mean, I've never heard that. And yet there's a ton of pizza party with John Podesta, who's a known predator. Yeah, he's got a better analysis than I do, and he doesn't like talking about it either, but he's in more of a position where he has to. So, okay. So I'm going to go to the 11th page here. Again, I'm waiting for Agent Moti to call in. And the site goes down. I don't know if that's my little internet or the actual site. There's some strange situations going down in Texas, regardless whether or not that's more hacking. We don't know, but that would be the conspiracy theory on that one, and very well founded, mind you, too. Okay, so let me just check here. The other pattern I noticed in these emails is if you look at the timestamps, so I think they go from like 2010 all the way up to, and I could be wrong, it could be earlier, all the way up to 2019, when the laptop was dropped off at that repair shop in Delaware. But you notice that acknowledge RSTP, RSP, acknowledge agreement. And again, this is from Rosemont Seneca. That's a known corrupt business dealing that Hunter had. I'm just going to go to some more pages here. The emails get worse and worse. 2010, they're relatively tame. You know, basically like anybody would have those types of emails, I think, from the stuff, again, just the pattern I was seeing. And then like 2015 or 14 is when things started to get really, really weird. Okay, so yep, all these are just regular emails from the Democrats. Until you get to like stuff like this. No, so let's just go to like 45. Yeah, so 2019 pretty much is when they end. That aligns with when he actually brought this laptop in. Okay, so let's do Ukraine. How about we search for that? Ukraine. Searching, 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 searching. Okay, that search result came back. There's just a lot of emails that cite Ukraine in one way or another. Security agriculture contact. There you go. That seems to be a little corruption there, huh? Let's go. Very, very suspicious. Andrew Herskowitz, coming from USAID.gov. That's always a conduit with which the CIA operates. They usually do a lot of their secret funding through food security, agriculture contact. But the real problem here is that like some of this stuff really is confidential, and if he's using his non-position in government to receive this information simply because his dad was vice president, it's definitely not legit. Okay, so let's go to this other page that I had clicked on. Okay, here we go. More privileged and confidential, so legal emails asserting attorney-client privilege, talking about a meeting in Paris. Not good, not good, not good, bro. BOD meeting changes. So let's go to 44 here. Oh, here we go. Regarding an intelligence briefing, Office of Vice President Biden. Again, I don't know because I haven't clicked into the actual email, but it's suspicious. If he is receiving any confidential information without a security clearance, regardless, I mean, I don't even know the rules. Maybe because he is a family member, he might get like a very low level security clearance whereby he can see this. I don't know, but it is suspicious and it doesn't seem legit. Okay. But yeah, there's some incriminating stuff in here. And, you know, some of the other things were, there was like Google and Twitter alerts. There's like a Twitter alert here. So he's got like basically like anything that comes out on the internet related to Biden or his family, he gets alerted immediately. That just shows you their hyper focus on the media, on political rigging and slanting and spinning. And you notice that all these briefings are forwarded, by the way. So that also tells you one thing, that he didn't have default access to it. He's getting it from someone else. And in this case, he's getting it from Kelly Chong. So again, very suspicious, because if he was able to legitimately receive this information, again, I don't know if it is protected or not because I'm not clicking into the email. But you would think that he would just be on the regular mailing list and it wouldn't have to be forwarded. Okay, so clicking back in time here, this is 2018. You know, the 2016 election, things start to get really weird with all these emails. There's a lot of stuff with Hillary Clinton in them. That's another good search term. Waiting for Agent Monty if you're out there. Something you're not responding, so okay, here we go. Hyper focused on the media. A lot of hysteria about any news story that comes out about Biden's. Oh, talks for opening bank account with Rosemont Seneca. Burisma. Oh, shoot. These emails have been made public previously, so I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. That was an accident, by the way. I did not mean to open that, and in fact, I didn't even look at it. But there you go. So, it's a lot of letter stuff, yeah. Anyways, since Agent Loti isn't going to call in, I'm just say that if you want to call in and talk about these emails, I'm going to have, maybe a few more minutes here. Otherwise, I'll definitely see you tomorrow.